Welcome to the Spin Game Report podcast. Today, we're diving into the icy depths of Mind Gems, the latest sensation from B Gaming that's had me on the edge of my seat.
Wait, Mind Gems? I've heard whispers about that. What's so special about it?
Oh man, where do I even start? It's not just another casino game, it's like an adventure wrapped in diamonds and danger. I spend hours playing it and I can't get enough.
Sounds intriguing. What's the gameplay like? Is it a slot, a card game, or something else entirely?
Well, it's something else entirely.
Right.
Imagine a modern twist on Minesweeper, but with a 5x12 grid of ice-covered tiles hiding diamonds and dynamite.
So it's like Minesweeper meets casino gaming?
Exactly. But with a sleek, modern design that really pulls you in. The graphics are stunning. The ice glistens and sparkles, and each tile holds the promise of riches, or ruin.
Yeah.
It's incredibly immersive.
That sounds awesome. But how does it play? What's the objective?
So, the goal is to uncover as many diamonds as possible without hitting the dynamite.
Right.
Each row you clear increases your multiplier, starting from 1.23x up to a massive 14.28x if you reach the top.
Wow. So the potential payouts grow as you progress? But I bet the risk increases too, huh?
Exactly. With
Yeah.
each step up, the tension builds. One wrong move and boom.
Sounds thrilling. But is it fair? What's the RTP on this game?
Oh, that's one of the best parts. The RTP is 98.40%.
Seriously?
Yeah, so theoretically, for every $100 you wager, you could get back $98.40 over time.
That's impressive. Most games don't offer such high returns.
Exactly. It's one of the reasons I keep coming back. The game feels fair, and the
Right.
potential for big wins is real.
But aren't you worried about the house edge? Even with a high RTP, the house always wins in the long run.
Well, that's true, and I always play responsibly. I set limits for myself and never gamble more than I can afford to lose. But with Mind Gems, it's as much about the journey as the destination.
I appreciate that. Responsible gaming is crucial. But tell me more about the gameplay experience. What's it like to climb that grid?
Oh, it's exhilarating. I remember the first time I made it past halfway. My palms were sweaty, my heart was pounding, and it's like every click could be your last.
Yeah,
Each diamond felt like a victory.
that sounds intense. Did you ever make it to the top?
Not yet, but I got close. There's always that temptation to push just a little further. But
Right.
sometimes it's smarter to cash out while you're ahead.
So you can choose to cash out at any point?
Exactly. That's part of the strategy. Do you play it safe and take your winnings early, or risk it all for the big multiplier at the top? It's a delicate balance.
I can see how that would keep you on the edge. But what about the visuals? Does it add to the experience?
Absolutely. The game's design is top-notch. The icy theme is so well executed, and the graphics are crisp and clean.
Yeah.
It's like peering into a frozen wonderland.
Nice. And what about sound? Does it have a good soundtrack?
Oh, the soundtrack is fantastic. It's subtle but atmospheric. You hear the tinkling of ice crystals and the deep rumble of shifting glaciers. It really immerses you in the game.
Sounds like the developers put a lot of thought into the details.
They really did. Even the mini-field feature is brilliant. With a click, you can see a condensed version of the grid, helping you strategize your next move. It
Right.
adds an extra layer to the game.
That's clever. So it's not just luck. There's strategy involved.
Exactly. It's not just mindless clicking.
Yeah.
You have to carefully consider each move, weigh the risks, and decide when to cash out.
But isn't that just adding stress? I mean, shouldn't games be relaxing?
Well, I find it thrilling, but you can play at your own pace. Some days I take it slow and thoughtful. Other days I'm clicking through quickly, riding on intuition. It's versatile.
I guess that makes sense. It's great to have options.
Exactly. And it's those heart-pounding moments that make it exciting. It's about the stories you create with each game.
Yeah.
Like the time I turned my last few credits into a big win.
Oh, tell me about that.
So, I was ready to call it a night down to my last few credits. I decided to give it one more go. And suddenly, I was on a hot streak, making it higher up the grid than ever before.
That's amazing. But did you cash out or...
I did. I didn't want to risk losing it all. It was such a rush.
Right. Sounds like a roller coaster of emotions. But what about the times when things don't go so well?
Oh, those happen too. Like when I got greedy and pushed too far.
Yeah.
Ended up hitting dynamite and losing my winnings in a flash.
Ouch, that's gotta hurt.
It does, but it's part of the game. It teaches you to manage your risk and not let greed take over.
Fair point. It seems like Mind Gems offers valuable lessons beyond just entertainment.
Definitely. It's about strategy, self-control, and knowing when to walk away. Plus, it's just a lot of fun.
I'm convinced. I might have to give it a try myself. But any tips for a beginner?
Start slow, get a feel for the game.
Right.
Don't be afraid to cash out early until you're comfortable with the risk. And always set limits for yourself.
Good advice. And I appreciate the emphasis on responsible gaming.
Absolutely. The key is to enjoy the ride without going overboard. And with Mind Gems, the journey itself is incredibly rewarding.
Well, you've sold me on it. Can't wait to explore those icy depths myself.
Awesome. Let me know how it goes. Maybe you'll hit that maximum win of 1,428.
Here's hoping. But even if I don't, sounds like it'll be an adventure worth having.
Exactly. And who knows, maybe we'll swap stories about our epic runs. It's all part of the
Right.
fun.
Definitely. Well, thanks for sharing your experience. This was enlightening.
My pleasure. I love chatting about great games, and Mind Gems is definitely one of them.
Before we wrap up, any last thoughts?
Just that Mind Gems is more than a game, it's an experience. If you're up for some excitement and strategic gameplay, give it a shot. But remember to play responsibly.
Wise words. Thanks again.